It's time for Friday Night Flights. Now, here's Sports Director Bruce Rader.
A cold night in November, but so much on the line. It is what every high school football player hopes for, a state championship ring, a year to remember for the rest of their lives. But the road is long and hard. Tonight, round 2 of the high school football playoffs in Hampton Roads. A dozen teams go home. A dozen more move on to the region semifinals. Who won and who lost? Let's find out. Friday Night Flights starts now. I'm Bruce Rader, and welcome to the season finale, if you can believe that, of Friday Night Flights. We begin with quarterfinal action from the Group 6A South Region, the top seed unbeaten Ocean Lakes, the 13th ranked team in the nation, taking on Kecoughtan from the Peninsula District. Ocean Lakes has yet to really be challenged this season. However, Kecoughtan has some playmakers and can score from anywhere on the field. Ocean Lakes fast out of the gates. TJ Griffin, who earlier this week committed to play his college football for Wisconsin, takes it in for the first score of the game. On the very next play, Kecoughtan would go to the air. But how about that defense? Picked off by Levante Taylor, the junior, adds on a nice return, finds a block, cuts back to his left. That's a pick six. Great defense as Ocean Lake scores on back-to-back plays and are off to a good start. Still in the first quarter, Ocean Lakes throws for the first time a short little dump from Brendan O'Neill to TJ Griffin. And now you see why TJ's playing in the Big Ten. He's got 4-5 speed. Griffin breaks it up the sideline, finally dragged down after a long game. And remember that pick six by Levante Taylor. He also plays offense, scores on that side of the ball as well, as Ocean Lakes remains undefeated as they cruise past Kecoughtan 39-7. In the other 6A South Region game in the area, 2-seed Oscar Smith in blue against a Cox team that won its first ever playoff game last week, and Cox can play some defense. Matt Damasi comes up with the interception for Cox. Nice return by the junior to give the Falcons good field position, and they would capitalize. This is Colin Sherman, the senior fullback. He breaks free, scores from 19 yards out, and believe it or not, Cox is leading Oscar Smith 7-0, but that would be the last time as the Oscar Smith Tigers take control of the game, courtesy of their sensational running back, Deshaun McLeese. He's going to Virginia Tech. He scores here from 53 yards out. Still in the first quarter, more from Deshaun McLeese, this time from 4 yards out, as Oscar Smith once again dominates its opponent. And how about more from you-know-who? Deshaun McLeese does it again. 16 carries, 232 yards, and 5 touchdowns. The best season ever for Cox, but boy, Oscar Smith is good. They win it. Oscar Smith, 55-14 over Cox. So here are your 6A South Region semifinals. 6A is the only division that reseeds at this point. Undefeated Ocean Lakes will host James River next weekend. Oscar Smith will face the winner of the game between Thomas Dale and Colonial Forge. Those two teams play each other tomorrow. Now in the Group 5A South quarterfinal, Salem, the top seed and definitely a contender for the state title, taking on the 5th seed Green Run. Salem head coach Robert Jackson putting a lot of faith in his defense tonight, and they made him proud on the goal line. Check it out here in the third quarter. Green Run has the ball inside the Salem 1-yard line. They go for it on 4th down, and look at the man pile at that goal line. Salem keeps the Stallions out of the end zone and takes over on downs. On the very next play, Green Run stacks the line of scrimmage, and they get burned. Senior running back Michael Cherry breaks free at the line, and he is off to the races. Michael Cherry finally dragged down after a 56-yard game. Same drive, DJ Davis on the sweep. Davis gets around the right end and finds the end zone. Salem now leads Green Run 24-0, and that was a key series. However, Green Run would put together a nice drive, and it would end up with the score. Austin Lynch with the strike to Timothy Norwood. That would cut Salem's lead to 24 points, but Salem would answer quickly as they do all the time. Nice run by Jamar Bowman as Bowman gets a couple of good blocks, and then the sweet cutback. That paved the way for a 47-yard touchdown. Salem moves on with a 39-13 win over Green Run. Staying in the 5A region, 10-1 Norview. What a season for the Pilots against the comeback team of the year, Indian River. Norview in blue. Bit of a controversial play. Quarterback E.J. Fajian lobs it to the sophomore, Darryl Mack Jr., who makes the catch but drops it in the end zone. Take another look here. The refs say it's enough for a Norview touchdown. Extra point no good. Pilots lead 6-0. Still in the first, it's Fajian, the district player of the year, around the left side, right into your living room for the touchdown. Those are the only points of the night. This game had to be called in the fourth quarter because of another fight that broke out. Second time in 2 weeks this happened in local high school football. The coaching staffs cleared it up before things got out of hand, but it's just too bad this has to happen. Norview moves on with a 13-0 win. Next week in the 5A South Region semifinals, 12-1 Norview against 10-2 Salem. That game will be played either Friday or Saturday. And still to come on Friday Night Flights, the rest of the playoff action from the area, including a full slate of action from the 4A South. Lake Taylor against Dinwiddie, Hanover against Heritage, Booker T against Kings Fork, and more on the season finale of Friday Night Flights. A Band of the Week encore, the Marching Bulldogs from Kings Fork High School in Suffolk. Boy, they're good. Their entire performance, as well as all of the bands of the week, all of the shows from the season, all of the great plays, go to wavy.com, click on sports, and our special Friday Night Flights webpage. Hope you've enjoyed that all season long. In Group 4A, I have said all year, Lake Taylor looks like a championship team once again. You know, they won it all 2 years ago. Tonight they take on Dinwiddie from near Petersburg. And remember, Dinwiddie beat the Titans 28-0 in the playoffs last year and then went on to win the state championship. Revenge tonight, maybe? Well, there's Titans quarterback Shaheen Johnson. He had one heck of a night, but so did his defense. The defending state champions run into a wall of Lake Taylor Titans. Lake Taylor in red ganging up on Dinwiddie quarterback Bryce Witt in the second quarter. The Titans held Dinwiddie to just 7 points in the first half, and then same theme late in the second quarter. Marcus Poole puts Witt on the turf, forces the fumble. Lake Taylor led 28-7 at halftime. Second half, more defense. This time, Wayne Davis steps right in front of the receiver for the interception, and that Lake Taylor offense, it's not bad either. Marcus Hawkins breaks loose a couple of times tonight. This big gain puts the Titans in the red zone. Johnson rushed for 3 touchdowns tonight, and he threw for another. That one made it 35-7 Titans, who pay back Dinwiddie with a convincing 42-14 win. There will be no repeat for Dinwiddie this season. Maybe it's Lake Taylor's time again. In Newport News, 10-1 Heritage hosting Hanover from Richmond. Hanover would get a touchdown early in the game, take a 1-point lead, but Heritage would come back with a strong passing game to go with another stingy defense. The big duo tonight would be quarterback Malik Deloach passing to Cavani Francois. Deloach with the best game of his career, over 200 yards on special teams. The ball bounces off the Hanover player on the miss. It goes right into the hands of Francois. The Hurricanes would go right back on offense, and that means right back to Deloach, who goes right back to Francois. Same play as before, and same results, a 40-yard touchdown. The Hurricanes defense, tough all night on the Hawks, stopping their quarterback, Clayton Cheatham, who had a great week last week. An impressive offensive and defensive performance as Heritage goes on to win 34-12. The 4th seed Kings Fork Bulldogs looking for their 10th win of the season, hosting Booker T. Washington in another 4A South matchup. Kings Fork scoring first, running back Cladaris Boyd scores. The stage was set. The mighty Booker's quarterback, Brandon Gaddy, would respond as he takes it in himself for the score, but that Kings Fork defense is just plain tough. Linebacker John Spearman will intercept this pass, and he is off to the races, taking it in for the score. More Kings Fork defense as the Bulldogs will this time force a fumble. Tyquan Weston will pick up the ball, and look at this guy go. A little longer, 60 yards for the touchdown. An impressive win for Kings Fork as they eliminate Booker T. Washington tonight, 33-14. Tough night for the Phoebus Phantoms, taking on Monacan. Phoebus just couldn't get it going tonight. Monacan building a 20-0 lead. After the first quarter, they never looked back. They end their season 8-4 after getting shut out 35-0. So here we are, the 4A South Region semifinal matchups for next week. Undefeated Lake Taylor in Norfolk will host 10-2 Kingsport from Suffolk. And in the other 4A South Region semi, Heritage, with only one loss this season, will take on 10-2 Monacan. And still to come, more scores from around the area and a big college basketball game as Old Dominion looks to upset LSU. In the 3A East region, Lafayette, boy, they're good too, remains undefeated. The Rams 59-0 over Hopewell tonight. Lafayette will play the winner of tomorrow's game between Petersburg and Kecoughtan. And in 1A East, the season ends for the Surrey Cougars. They fall to Colonial Beach 22-6, but a great year for Coach Urban Jones and his staff and the players who finished the season with 10 wins and only 2 losses. Okay, Paradise Jam basketball tournament in the Virgin Islands. Old Dominion against LSU, 4 minutes to go, tied at 57. That was until the jumper by Trey Freeman gave Old Dominion the lead. Then after the Freeman miss, this time it's Jonathan Arledge with the putback jam for the Monarchs, maybe the Paradise Jam. A little later, Arledge wide open from the three-point range. He drills it. He only had 7 points, but they came at a crucial time. And then a little icing on the cake. Nick Biberai, the big guy, can shoot. He hits the 3. All of the players I just mentioned are new to the team this year, and the new faces are paying off. As Old Dominion defeats LSU 70-61, they're 3-0 and will play the Weber State, Illinois State winner at the Paradise Jam. Another college basketball score from tonight. Number 9 Virginia holds on to defeat George Washington 59-42, and hockey at Scope, the Admirals lose to the Portland Pirates 2-1. Same 2 teams play again tomorrow night. Well, congratulations to the boys from Cox High School for winning the Division VI boys volleyball title. The Princess Anne boys won the Division V state title, and the First Colonial girls won the Division VI state title. The Princess Anne girls play for the D5 state title tomorrow. And that is the season finale of Friday Night Flights. I want to say thank you to all of our hard-working crews, all the anchors who joined me this season, our chopper pilot Steve Decker, our director Reba Bloom, and our producer Brian Parsons, and to all the staff here in the studio and all the high school fans in Hampton Roads who for almost 40 years have given us a great reason to bring you the best football coverage in the state. Have a great weekend, everybody. Good night.